watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo, and here's what's happening. Highway 160 was closed for several hours last night following the discovery of a pipe bomb near the road, and News 25 has this story.
Highway 160 in Pahrump has reopened after being closed for several hours due to the discovery of a suspicious device. The road was closed earlier in the day on Tuesday, February 4th, when a citizen reportedly found what appeared to be a pipe bomb in the roadway. The citizen contacted the Nye County Sheriff's Office, who informed the Las Vegas City Bomb Squad. The Las Vegas City Bomb Squad responded promptly and confirmed the device was an active bomb. After taking necessary precautions, the bomb squad safely rendered the device as harmless, and authorities began their investigation into the situation. The road closure had restricted access on the north end of Pahrump near Roadrunner Road and lasted until 10 p.m. last night. This investigation is currently ongoing, and authorities are continuing to gather more information. News 25 will update the public when more information becomes available.
More news now. An officer who was tragically killed in the line of duty yesterday, February 4th, has now been identified as North Las Vegas Police Officer Jason Roscoe. Roscoe spent 17 years with the North Las Vegas Police Department, according to a news release, and News 25 has the details surrounding this tragic death.
A North Las Vegas police officer and a suspect were both killed in a shootout on Tuesday afternoon in Las Vegas after a suspect allegedly pointed a gun at another citizen. The incident occurred around 2:13 p.m. in the area of Camino El Norte and Lone Mountain Road in Las Vegas. Police officers from the North Las Vegas Police Department responded to the scene after reports of an armed individual. Upon arriving, officers attempted to make contact with the suspect, who was later identified as 25-year-old Alexander Mathis. Mathis allegedly ignored commands from officers and fled the scene. Moments later, an officer located Mathis, who was armed, and ordered him to show his hands. Mathis reportedly ignored commands and approached the officer, leading to an exchange of gunfire. The officer was struck multiple times, though was able to return fire, hitting Mathis. North Las Vegas police officers immediately began providing medical aid until personnel from the North Las Vegas Fire Department arrived. The officer was transported to UMC Trauma Center, where he later succumbed to his injuries despite medical efforts. Mathis was also transported to UMC, where he was pronounced dead. Family members of Mathis spoke to News 3, expressing shock and belief over the events. They say they did not know Mathis to be violent and are still trying to comprehend what happened outside of their home. North Las Vegas Police Chief Jacqueline Gravitt spoke in a statement without identifying the officers, saying, "It is with heavy hearts that we mourn the passing of one of North Las Vegas's finest. Police officers choose this line of work because they want to protect and serve the community, knowing the risks and challenges that come with the badge. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the officer's family, friends, and his brotherhood in blue." A police procession was held for the officer shortly after 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday. This incident marks the first officer-involved shooting in the North Las Vegas Police Department jurisdiction for 2025. The Las Vegas Coroner's Office has not yet disclosed the identity of the officer who was involved, and this investigation is still ongoing. News 25 will keep you updated if any more information becomes available.
And President Trump has now signed an executive order to keep men out of women's sports. Here is a look into what this new order holds for the United States.
On February 5, 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that prohibits male athletes from participating in women's sports. The order, titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, asserts that allowing men to compete in women's sports creates unfair advantages and compromises the safety and integrity of female athletics. Under the new directive, women's sports are to be reserved for biological women, and educational institutions receiving federal funds are required to comply with this policy. The order also addresses concerns regarding transgender athletes, particularly those who were assigned male at birth. The administration argues that allowing male-born athletes to compete in women's sports undermines the competitive fairness of female sports. As a part of the order, President Trump directs federal agencies, including the Department of Education, to ensure that institutions uphold these guidelines or face the potential loss of federal funding. The order further calls for actions to be taken at an international level, with the U.S. urging global sports organizations to adopt similar policies.
We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
Pretty good, huh? I see that. Okay? Good. Now you're going to go out and win those events, right? Nice to see you all. Nice to see you. Great going, everybody. Nice to see you. Thank you, kids. Here. Take a pen. Thank you. I'll give some of these out, okay? Take a pen. Take a pen.
Coming up, our Las Vegas reporter, Maria Centers, has a great story on our military. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Service members spanning all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces delivered defense and ceremonial support at this year's 60th presidential inauguration. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us with an inside look at the musical career of U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Valade, Air Force Band Drum Major.
U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Valade, Air Force Band Drum Major, participated in his 7th and final U.S. presidential inauguration ceremonies last month. The skilled military musician now joins us with an inside look at what being a drummer means to him, how he'll always be a drummer, and the attributes that music bring to our society.
So I was a high school and middle school band director coming out of college and had some experience with some of the Air Force band organizations, and so there was an audition that came up and I was able to take it when I was about midway through my second year of teaching. Won the audition and then started that summer.
The New Orleans native began his U.S. Air Force career back in 1998 as a percussionist.
I am a drummer. I'm always going to be a drummer. It's just a part of who I am that I can't put down. My job right now is a little bit more of a leadership role, but I still end up practicing at least 1 to 2 hours a day. I'm trying to stay very aware of how special these experiences are. I've only got a couple years left, and this is the last inaugural for me.
The Chief Master Sergeant continues to be an active teacher, arranger, and adjudicator for marching bands and percussion ensembles in Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and New York.
I am trying to just sort of savor the moment and really make sure that I'm aware of not only the experience for me, but how I'm able to make that experience good for the people around me. One of the things that always seems to come up when you're talking about a musical organization or an arts organization is that it's somehow frivolous or non-essential or extra.
The instrumentalist's career highlights also include 2 Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades, Super Bowl 44, and multiple appearances on The Today Show.
I think that the way that music is able to connect to other people it's one of those sort of subtle and sneaky things. Think of a movie without a soundtrack, and it loses a lot of its emotional content and resonance. The arts in general, they're a really important part of the human experience. Music, it isn't just the fluff on top of life. It isn't just the icing. It's actually a key ingredient of the cake itself. And it's baked into all of human experience. And I think that's an important thing.
Here's to those that beat to their own drum. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over the hump, to all my people in the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage in both Nye and Clark counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, Maria. Great story. And the interpretation that these military bands do of some songs are really incredible. With new behind-the-scenes footage, Marvel fans in Las Vegas can now watch Anthony Mackie jump from a Nellis airplane for Captain America.
Marvel released a new behind-the-scenes video showcasing Anthony Mackie preparing for Captain America: Brave New World at Nellis Air Force Base.
All right, guys, today I'm about to jump out of plane. We are on the legendary C-130. It's a beautiful day. They're running tactical assignments, but today, Cap will fly.
All right, 10-minute warning, crew, 10 minutes. 30 seconds.
You're clear to open.
Doors, cabin is depressurized. 20 seconds. Red lights off. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. All good on the ramp. Green light. Go get him, Cap.
That was great.
Your character is a 58 PJ.
Right.
We wanted to make it official. So,
Thanks so much.
Hold on right here. I'm going to put it on this.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Sports coming up, and Mikey's going to tell you how the Vegas Golden Knights have been having some trouble in New York City lately. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Well, in sports, the Vegas Golden Knights haven't been doing so great the last few games, but there is some good news, we think. The dubious distinction on a list of, well, having something to do with alcohol goes to the Las Vegas Raiders fans, and Mikey has that all and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Golden Knights in New York on Tuesday night, taking on the Islanders. First period, Bo Havert puts the Islanders on the board, 1-0. And a boring, scoreless second period sends us to the third period. Nick Hague taking the puck for a walk. The new guy, Brandon Saad, gets his first goal as a Golden Knight, ties it at 1. Brock Nelson on the deflection puts the Islanders in front 2-1 for the final score. Golden Knights
on a 4-game losing streak,
which they will try to snap against the Devils in New Jersey on Thursday. Free agent Sidney Colson will be leaving the Las Vegas Aces. Colson plans to sign a 1-year deal with the Indiana Fever, her agent told ESPN on Tuesday. The veteran guard spent the last 3 seasons with Las Vegas and was part of the back-to-back championship rosters in 2022 and 2023. As Super Bowl approaches, fans are gearing up for a day of indulgence. According to a new survey by sportsbook comparison site NJ.bet, Raiders fans rank second among NFL fan bases for alcohol consumption during the big game. Baltimore Ravens, they came in first. Makes sense. And Pahrump Valley Trojan boys basketball will be at Boulder City High School tomorrow. JV at 5 p.m., varsity at 6:30. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Mikey. The Henderson Fire Department is now accepting applications for firefighters and firefighter paramedics. News 25 has the details.
The Henderson Fire Department has announced that it is accepting applications for firefighters and firefighter paramedics to join its upcoming Fire Academy, which is set to begin in November. Recruitment for firefighter paramedics will remain open until February 18th, while the deadline for firefighter applications is May 5th. The department offers a range of benefits and training opportunities, including specialty teams such as hazmat and technical rescue team. Additionally, department officials say they prioritize mental health and wellness, providing readily available resources and support for its members. Applicants must be committed to upholding the department's vision of being America's premier fire department. To learn more about the application process and prepare for the academy, visit joinhendersonfire.com.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
The Lerner and Rowe weather cam right outside the studios here in Pahrump, Mount Charleston. You can see the wind. The National Weather Service has issued the wind advisory till 10 o'clock tonight. Now, you have to use caution, especially if you're driving a high-profile vehicle. Forecast in a bit.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Roy Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and taking a look at northern Nevada right now. Up in northern Nevada, Fernley is at 54 degrees, Fallon is at 57, Carson City at 49, Tonopah at 56 degrees, Goldfield at 57, Beatty at 65, Amargosa at 71, Las Vegas at 73, and Death Valley is at 79 degrees. But here in the Paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 65 degrees. The high today just a little while ago was 68 degrees. Wind blowing southeast at 10 miles per hour, humidity 40%. And the sun rose this morning at 6:41 and is going to set tonight, or actually it already set just a few minutes ago at 5:15 p.m. The humidity is 58% tonight and the wind continues to blow at southeast at 9 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 48 degrees, and taking a look at the rest of the week, here is our forecast. We are staying at 67 degrees for Thursday and Friday, and then Super Bowl weekend we drop down to 64 and 63 degrees. We will be going back down to normal temperatures, hitting 59 degrees next Wednesday. And with that, back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you very much, Miss Rosell. Well, it looks pretty good, and with the wind and all, I guess you could call it the winds of change, because it will cool down in a little while. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Make it a great night.